Welcome back to the part second of foundation. This is the personal profile. The fourth question. Personal profile of APJ Abdul Kalam. Personal profile of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Look, the name or the title is underlined properly, and then after this is the biography of the person. So before you approach this question, make sure that you have the accurate, appropriate knowledge of the person you are going to frame, because इसमें कुछ अपना नहीं लिख सकते आप. This is to be written factual, like the birth date, about the education of the person. Everything needs to be apt and appropriate. You can't add anything irrelevant here. Literature, section C. This is the passage being given from the poem written by Pablo Neruda. The poem is titled as Keeping Quiet. Perhaps the earth can teach us as everything seemed dead and later proves to be alive, and now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Fine? Perhaps the earth can teach us as everything seemed dead and later proves to be alive. And the question is, what can earth teach us? The earth can teach us a lesson, that whatever seems to be dead, whatever seems to be inactive, whatever seems to be passive, actually there's a life underneath, there's a life under it, because the inactivity is apparent and in reality it is active and having a life. You can give the example of a seed, like we saw a seed, and then after nourishing it, getting the nourishment from the like air, sunlight, water, everything, it bears fruits. Fine. Similarly, after every night, dark night, there is a morning again. So it teaches us a lesson that what seems to be dead later on proves alive. What next question is, what lives alive when everything seems dead? Only earth. What does the poet ask while he counts up to 12? The poet asks everyone to stop their work till he counts 12, so that everyone will be able to introspect himself or herself. Whosoever is living in around the world, in any corner of the world. Next is name the poem and the poet. Poem is Keeping Quiet and the poet is Pablo Neruda. Question number 7. Why was the mother compared to the late winter's moon? This is the question asked from the poem of Kamala Das, My Mother at 66. The mother's face looked pale and lifeless. Why? Because she's motionless, she's in her old age, and it appears as she's on the deathbed now. And the fear of separation in Kamala Das forces her to write the lines that my mother is like a late winter's moon, she's like a corpse. It signifies her aging, it signifies her inactivity in the car while she is sitting beside her daughter. And moreover, the winter is considered as a season of isolation, as a season of death and lifelessness. Next question. Life is what it is about. How is keeping quiet related to life? The man who had put up the roadside stand. Okay. Second question being attempted here is, what is the play of the folk? Okay, who had put up the roadside stand. that what are the people who are waiting at the roadside stand, what they are pleading for, what they are asking for. Look, they are pleading pathetically for some customers to arrive there so that they can earn their livelihood, their bread and butter. But unfortunately, they get reversal of that. People come there. The people are of affluent backgrounds. They come there in their vehicles, cars, but they only ask for the locations, for the places or destinations. They hardly bother to stop there and ask for something to eat so that they can earn their livelihood. They didn't spend money there. That's why they are pleading pathetically for some customers, because they also want to earn money for what they had opened the stalls. Next is on child labor, that how it can be eliminated. So it needs a collaborative effort. It needs everyone needs to put the hands together and work together without any barrier, like the bureaucrats, the working agencies, NGOs, government, common masses, citizens of the country, because it can't be erased by means of individual efforts. We all need to put the hands together, and the laws made should be strictly implemented in the country in order to eradicate or eliminate this problem. Deep water. All we have to fear is fear itself. Do you agree with it? Yes, of course. This is antithetical statement, and the literary device oxymoron strikes you. All we have to fear is fear itself. This is the device of antithesis is being used here. The statement is paradoxical, use of paradox. All we have to fear is fear itself. Like we say, darkness visible. We say death is peace. Similarly, all we have to fear is fear itself. Darna dar se hai. So this is an antithetical statement. This is ironical as well, because what appears to be in the statement, the explanation is totally reversal of that. It is opposite of what appears to be in the statement. So the answer is yes, I agree to the statement, because in the story Deep Water, the narrator talks about the fear of water and how he finally overcomes it with strong willpower, dedication, courage, zest, enthusiasm, and hard work. Fine. So we agree with the statement that all we have to fear is fear itself, because by means of power, courage, hard work, dedication, we are able to overcome all the difficulties or all the hurdles in our life. The last question, long answer type. Describe the Tiger King as completely self-centered. After we read this story, we come to the conclusion that for the sake of pride only, and in order to make his words come true, in order to prove the astrologer's prediction wrong, what he does, he killed all the tigers in his village. Because astrologer, when he was born, an astrologer predicted that the cause of his death will be a tiger. He will be killed by a tiger. And in order to satisfy his anger, in order to satisfy his pride, in order to satisfy his attitude, he went to the village. He killed all the tigers in the village, in the forest of Pradibandhampuram. But finally, there is a satire upon the people who are in authority. But the end is ironical because after killing all the tigers, he went to buy a toy uh, for his son as a birthday gift, and he bought a tiger again. And while playing with his son, he got a scratch in his hand. The hand got infected, and later on, he died because of that infection. It is ironical because though he was not killed by the living tiger, but the tiger became a cause of death, and the tiger was a toy. So he was completely self-centered, Maharaja Pratibandham, because he tried to believe what was written in his fate is wrong. The cause of his death would be a tiger. He wanted to prove it wrong. Right? His campaign of hunting the tigers was successful. He was single-minded, determined. But the satirical aspect of the story is his inability to kill the 100th tiger. This is the satire, that he was unable to kill the 100th tiger. He determined to kill the 100 but was unsuccessful. So there is an unexpected end. The hero who killed 99 tigers could not kill the only one that was left. एक ही बचा था. He couldn't kill it. So finally, when he bought the toy for his kid as a birthday present, one of the silvers of wood pierced in his hand and caused infection, and ultimately led to his death.